Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to Solomon and his family, the only people here with us in the sanctuary, but Shabbat Shalom to the dozens of people on Zoom and the many people on our live stream. We're so happy you're here with us to celebrate Shabbat and to celebrate a wonderful occasion in Solomon's life and his family. He's here with many friends, grandparents, and we're going to feel your love coming to us through the e-waves, and we know you're here with us, and the family can see the many little windows, and I hope you guys are feeling the presence of a circle of people who care for you on this very important day for Saul. Becoming a Bar Mitzvah is a wonderful occasion, not only in the life of a family and a circle of friends, but also in the life of a congregation. And all of us rejoice that another young person steps up into the role of a leader. And as you can imagine, Solomon will be leading us throughout the morning, and he'll be reading from the Torah. And it's going to be, I know, a wonderful service, inspiring through music, prayers, and Sol, your own words. Cantor Rhodes.
We hope that in that vein, Rabbi Schwartzman, that all of you will join us in prayer this morning. You can do so by following along with our prayer book, which is an online flip book. If you're on our service streaming page, you can find it right above where you're watching the service. Saul will be leading us in prayer in both Hebrew and English, and we hope that you'll join us from afar so that we can feel your prayer and your presence here in the sanctuary with us this morning.
And before we invite you, Saul, to come up and be our leader, it's our custom here at Rosh Shalom to pause and invite the parents of our Bar Mitzvah to have a private moment with their son. So at this time, we ask Giselle and Jonathan to stand with Solomon as they take a very private family moment. And we also mark this time with a beautiful song.
We continue our service this morning with the Baruch Hu on page 195. And as we rise here in the sanctuary, I invite you to rise if you feel comfortable at home for our call to worship. And I'll also invite you, Solomon, to join us at the podium. After the Baruch Hu, you'll begin to lead your part of the worship. So come on up to the podium and we join together in the Baruch Hu.
Please join me in Yotzer Or if you are comfortable with the Hebrew. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Yotzer Or uvarei Hoshe, Osei Shalom, uvarei et hakol. Hameir la'aretz veladarim, aleha berahamim. Uvtuvo mehadesh behoyom, tamid maaseh bereshit. Marabu maaseha Adonai, kula beho maasita, mal haaretz kinyaneha. Tibara Adonai Eloheinu, al sheva maaseh yodeha, ve'al me'ore or shevasita, yebaru chasela. Or hadash al Zion ta'il, v'nishke hulanu me'erat lehoron. Baruch atah Adonai, Yotzer Or HaMe'oror. Our service continues on page 198 with the first two lines of After Rabah. Please join me. After Rabah alaftanu, Adonai Eloheinu, Hamlagidol Avitera, Hamalta Aleinu. We continue with the English responsively on the next page. O God, inspiration and guide for all, you have spoken in 1,000 tongues for us to hear, in every land and every age. Your children have heard you and imagined you in separate ways, and yet, O God, you are one, unifier of humanity.
We give thanks for the sages and teachers who bring us understanding of your will. Gratefully we recall the lawgivers and prophets, the psalmists and sages of Israel, and joyfully we remember that from the dawn of Israel's life we would turn to you and find purpose.
May the teachings of our ancestors live in our minds, and their passion of righteousness stir in our hearts. Help us live so that our daily conduct reveals the beauty and wisdom of your truth.
Baruch atah Adonai, habocher b'amo Yisrael be'ahava. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai echad. Baruch Shem kevod malchuto leolam vaed.
Please be seated. Please join me in the English version of Vehafta together on page 201. Love Adonai, your God, with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work, whether you are tired or you are rested. Let them guide your work of your hands. Keep them forefront of your vision. Do not leave them in the way of your house or outside the gate. They are reminders to do of my will, so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai, your God. I led you out of Egypt to become your God. I am Adonai, your God. Page 203. Sing the song of men and women. Join in understanding and respect the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift to our children and the generations to come. The song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, for soldiers home to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
Further We join together now in the words of the Tefillah, the central part of our worship service, the Amidah, which begins on 205 in our prayer books. I invite you again, if you feel comfortable doing so, to please rise. Adonai sefatai tiftachu fi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, ve'Konei Hakol, ve'Zocher Chastei Avot ve'Imahot, Umevi Geula livnei v'neihem, Leman Shemo be'ahava. Melech Ozer u'Moshia u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah. Page 207. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechaye hakol, atah rav lehoshia, Mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem, Mechalkel chaim bechesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, Somech nofelim verofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato lishenei afar. Micha mocha bal gevurot, Umido melach, Melech meimit umechaye, Umatzmiach Yeshua. V'ne'eman atah lachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechaye hakol. We continue with the Kiddusha on page 208. Nekadesh et shimcha ba'olam, Keshem shemakdishim oto b'shmei marom, Kakatuv ayad neviecha, Vekaraz el zeh ve'amar, Kadosh, 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 Adonai Tsevaot, Meloch ol haaretz, Kevodo. Adir, adirenu Adonai, Adonenu, Madir shimcha b'chol haaretz, Baruch kevod Adonai mimkomo. Echad hu Eloheinu, hu Avinu, hu Malkeinu, hu Moshi'enu ve'hu Yashmi'enu, ve'rachamav le'nei kol chai. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Yimloch Adonai le'olam, Elohai yichzion, ledor avador. Hallelujah. Ledor vador nagi godlecha, ulenetzach nitzachim kedushatcha nagdish, v'shivchacha Eloheinu mipinu lo yamush, leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai,
Won't you all please be seated here and at home? As we make our way through this section of the service, the Tefillah section of the service, we continue with the very special blessing that is unique to Shabbat. It's at the bottom of page 211. Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, a beautiful poem that captures the meaning of appreciation for this time of Shabbat. The meaning of Shabbat is to celebrate time rather than space. 6 days a week we live under the tyranny of things of space. On Shabbat we try to become attuned to holiness in time. It is a day on which we are called upon to share what is eternal in time, to turn from the results of creation to the mystery of creation, from the world of creation to the creation of the world. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Blessed are you, our God, who sanctifies this special and holy time. And as we move through this section, the last prayer in the Tefillah is one for peace. The idea is that on Shabbat we experience a unique, a distinct, a beautiful peace, and that inspires us to bring peace with us into the week to come. We are on page 216. Sim shalom tova uvracha, chen v'chesed v'rachamim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael amecha. Barchenu yotzreinu kulanu ke'echad be'or panecha, ki be'or panecha natata lanu Adonai Eloheinu, Torat chayim ve'ahavat chesed u'tzedakah uvracha v'rachamim v'chayim v'shalom. V'tov be'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol eit u'v'chol sha'a bishlomecha. Baruch atah Adonai hamivarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom. A prayer for peace. If you're reading at home and you want to read with me, I'd be honored to have you be joining me. O God, may we never become complacent, faltering in our effort to build a world of peace. Let the nations know and understand that justice and right are better than dominion and conquest. May all come to see that it is not by might nor by power, but by your Spirit that life prevails. How appropriate, especially after this exceedingly difficult week for our nation. And now we pray for peace for ourselves, our community, our world. We take some private time with our individual prayers.
Shabbat Shalom to this wonderful family and to everyone gathered here on Zoom and on our streaming site. We're so thrilled all of you are here to witness this wonderful moment for you, Saul, and for your family. We know you've worked really, really hard to get here. You led the prayers so beautifully and with such confidence. It was really wonderful to see you take up this new mantle of leadership in our community. And soon we'll have reached the pinnacle point in our service, during which Saul will read from the Torah. He will chant the blessings and will officially become a Bar Mitzvah, a Jewish young adult, and will take on all the incredible mitzvot and traditions of the Jewish people. And we're so incredibly proud of you and all that you've accomplished, and can't wait to see what your journey into Judaism after this moment looks like as well. We know, Saul, that you couldn't have gotten here all by yourself. You had a lot of help from a lot of people, of course, from your family, your parents, your brother, but also your grandparents who love you so much and care for you. So it's my honor to get to wish all of these wonderful people a mazel tov, a congratulations on this great day. So to Diane Modell and Robert Hoffman, mazel tov. And to, let's see if we can see everybody here on the Zoom. And to Ed Modell and Merle Rockwell, mazel tov. To Maria Helena Ruzani, mazel tov, congratulations. And to Federico Ruzani, a mazel tov to you as well. All these wonderful people you in your life, Saul, who have loved and supported you. In a moment, we'll ask the family to take the Torah and to pass it down through the generations. Holding for you, Saul, the Torah will be a moment of great pride for you, for us, and for the Jewish people as well. So I invite you to please rise, and I'll ask Jonathan to please take this Torah that we have here. It's small but has a mighty history of being carried throughout many hundreds of years. And I'll invite you, Saul, to stand here in the middle of our sanctuary, Giselle to stand next to him as we pass down the Torah into your arms. Ein kamocha va'Elohim Adonai, ve'ein kemasecha, malechutecha, malechut kol olamim, u'memshaltecha bechol dor v'dor.
Solomon Modell for short Saul. As you receive this Torah, remember its teaching, its wisdom, and its history. Let it guide you this way. Let it guide you this day and all days. As you embrace it, so may you embrace what it has meant for the Jewish people over the generations. Judaism is history and hope, learning and laughter. We pray that the story of the Jewish people continues brightly with you as you grow as a person and as a Jew. May you embrace the Torah your whole life.
We continue now with the words of Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. I'll invite you, thank you, Jonathan, for putting the Torah back. I invite you, Saul and Giselle, to come to the Torah. Giselle, if you could take off the mantle and put it on the podium there on to your left, and you may be seated if you are standing. And before we begin your Torah reading for this morning, Saul, if you could please read the introduction so everybody knows a little bit about what you're reading today.
The Torah portion for this Shabbat that I will be reading is called Shemot. It comes from the book Exodus, and my Hebrew reading begins on chapter 3, verse 3. In this portion, Moses finds a burning bush, which is a sign of God's presence.
Beautiful. So you can unroll the Torah to find the spot for your first aliyah. It's my honor to call for the first Aliyah this morning who are joining us from Montreal on Zoom, Lisa Modell and Gideon Pollack. Yamdu l'Aliyah Torah.
Ready? Baruch Hu Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach leolam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vayomer Moshe Asurana ve'eret et hamare hagadol ha'azeh medua lo yifar hasana. Vayra Adonai ki sahar lir'o vayikra elaf Elohim mikol hasana. Vayomer Moshe Vayomer hine. Vayomer al tigrav halom shal ne'aleha me'al raglaha ki hamakom asher ata omed ala amakodesh hu.
Beautiful, Sal Yeshar Koach. Back to Lisa and Gideon.
Sorry.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Yeshar Koach. Beautiful job, Saul, in your first Aliyah. For your second Aliyah, it's an honor to call up your brother, Dimitri Modell, and your dad, Jonathan, for the Aliyah. Yamdu l'Aliyah Torah.
Baruch Hu Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach leolam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vayomer Anohi Elohei Aviha Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzhak Elohei Yaakov Vayoster Moshe Pana Ki Yaret Mehabit El HaElohim Vayomer Adonai Ro'et ra'iti et oni ami asher b'Mitzrayim v'tzakata sha'amati mipenei nogasav ki sha'amati et makovav va'ere lehatzilo miyad Mitzrayim ulahaloto min ha'aretz hahim el eretz tova urhava el eretz zava hala udvash el mekol ha'kena'ani v'ha'hiti v'ha'yemori v'ha'perizi v'ha'hivi v'ha'yevosi.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Yeshar Koach. Beautiful job. Thank you. You can stay or whatever. You can stay. That'd be great. Thank you, Dimitri and Jonathan. Beautiful. For the third Aliyah, Saul, it's such an honor to call you up as Bar Mitzvah officially by your Hebrew name. Yamod, 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 Habachor Habar Mitzvah, Melech ben David v'Giselle Aliyah Torah Chazak. Continue with the blessing.
Baruch Hu et Areh V'ra
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim, v'nata lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai notei haTorah.
Amen.
Ve'ata hine sa'akat b'nei Israel ba'a elam, ve'gam ra'iti et halahat asher Mitzrayim lo hatzim otam. Ve'ata leha ve'eshlaha el paro ve'yotzei ami b'nei Israel mi Mitzrayim. Vayomer Moshe El ha'Elohim mi anohi ki eleh el paro lehi otzi et bnei Yisrael mi Mitzrayim. Vayomer ki yehyeh ima v'zelaha ha'o ki anohi shalaftiha v'tza'akatha sha'amati mi penei nogasa. Mi Mitzrayim tavhedum et ha'Elohim al ha'har hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tohenu. Baruch atah Adonai notei haTorah.
Amen. Yeshar koach. Beautiful, beautiful job, Solomon, reading from the Torah this morning. Fabulous work. I invite you to roll the Torah and to place the mantle back on top of the Torah as we sing a song as we dress the Torah together. V'zot Torah asher sam Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai b'yad Moshe. And please be seated, and it's my honor to invite you, Saul, to share with us your speech, some words of Torah with us this morning.
Moses was living a normal life as a shepherd, and he was forced to go on a heroic journey to free the Israelites when he encounters God in a burning bush. Moses questions whether he is the best person to save all of the Israelites. He lacks confidence and skill, and he likes the life as it is. He feels unqualified, but he has to save the people, and God told him it had to be him. Everyone has had something they don't want to do. I have a project at school that I hate. I didn't want to write all my finals in the same week, but I have to. In order to progress in life and knowledge or skills, you have to take finals. You have projects at home you probably don't want to do. And how about COVID? No one wanted that. At least I haven't met anyone who wanted to deal with it. We must quarantine. We can't go out without a mask, which is uncomfortable, but we must listen to what we are being asked to do in order to save our lives and the lives of others. This reminds me of Moses in the burning bush. There are more at stake than happiness of our own. But how has quarantine made us better people, I wonder? It gave me more patience and made me less afraid of pandemics now that I'm going through one, but it isn't fun. What does COVID ask of us? To be principled by going outside with a mask on. To be empathetic for people who are in more danger, people who are sick, nurses and doctors. It asks us to practice good hygiene. These are all good qualities that help turn me from a child into an adult. There are some things I am not looking forward to about adulthood. It means there are many more things I have to do. I have to be more formal, there'll be more expectations, responsibilities, etc. Responsibilities come with upsides. By being more responsible, you are more trustworthy. But it also means I can do way more things soon. Soon I'll be able to drive, I got a computer, and I get to start dating someday and have a family of my own. So it's all worth it in the end. Part of being an adult is to help others. For my mitzvah project, I created a ton of artwork, which I put on various accessories and sold it online. Family, friends, and some strangers bought it, and I used all the profits to donate to the Weizmann Institute Research Fund. They do research on curing diseases, including cancer and COVID-19. This charity was named after a Jewish biochemist, Chaim Weizmann, born in 1874, who lived through a lot of persecution and still decided to dedicate his life to helping others. He was the first president of Israel. Thanks to everyone who helped me raise money for this. Because while getting some great work, we're in the process. I also want to thank everyone who helped me to get here today. I'd like to thank my tutor, Eric Yaffe. Thanks to TRS Kurgis. Thank to my mom and dad for helping me learn and go through this whole process, not only through a pandemic, but through 7th grade. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom. Solomon, you are headed to your seat. You deserve to sit down and relax because you have done a wonderful, wonderful job leading us in worship this morning. Let's start with that. You were beautiful on that. Your Torah was wonderful, and you shared with us some inspiring and important insights about how the world calls us to step up. And even when we don't want to do some things, that's what it means to be an adult. That's what it means to be a Jew. And your Torah portion points that out through Moses' leadership as well. I want to, again, be the first of many people to congratulate you, Solomon, for your wisdom. You know, Solomon and wisdom, kind of connection there. Your leadership today, really beautiful. And I thought I might say a little bit more to continue your thoughts from the Torah portion a little bit more. I love that you talked about how all of us at times need to step up. And you pointed out in your Torah portion, Moses, who probably did not want to go. Well, we know from his own words at the end of your section of reading, Moses says, like, God, why are you calling me? I'm not fit for this task, right? But he steps up anyway at the burning bush and accepts the responsibility of being a leader. And I want to say to you, Solomon, you stepped up beautifully today. As you acknowledge yourself, there were moments when maybe you didn't want really to do all of this or what 7th grade presents to you or what your family expects of you, but you do it. You step up. And I want to bring us back for a brief moment to the Torah portion because Moses steps up, as you said, Solomon, right? He steps up. And when he gets to the burning bush, he discovers something that's rather miraculous, that's somewhat hidden. And I think this might be a message for all of us. So Moses approaches this burning bush, right? He's in the desert. There's a bush on fire. Probably not an unheard of thing. I mean, the desert is hot. There's sun, like a burning bush. Maybe that does happen every once in a while. But when he gets closer to the task, he notices that while the bush is burning, the wood, the branches, are not turning to ash. They are not being consumed. And he realizes that he stepped into a moment that was not what he expected. And that within this story, there was something rather miraculous. And here's a great message to all of us and to you, Solomon, as well. When we step up into something we do or are really not even sure we want to do, there are at times hidden surprises. There are miracles. There are revelations that we had no idea we would encounter. When we, even thinking about COVID, as you yourself said, nobody wanted that. But having stepped into this reality, we were forced into it, we have made many discoveries and revelations about ourselves and our families and what we value. This is what happened to Moses at the burning bush. And Solomon, as you go forward in your life, there will be, I am sure, many times when you will step up just because you know that is the right thing to do. And I hope using today as an example, you will step into them, also those moments, also open to, aware of, and anticipating something hidden, something revelatory, something that you didn't anticipate was there. For all of us, if we have a lens on those unexpected things in our life, when we approach something we may or may not want to do, realizing that along the way there might be something we discover in the process, we will, like you, Solomon, be more ready, willing, and able to step up. And in stepping up, we will get much more out of that experience, as Moses did, being at the burning bush, hearing something incredible, God's voice in the moment. So Solomon, as you go forward in your life as a young adult and then an adult, I know you'll step up often. And I hope in each one of those moments when you step up, like Moses, you will discover something you didn't know about yourself, about your family, about our world. And those discoveries will help you to continue to be a leader for others, whether it's a small group or a bigger group, no matter, that you will have discovered something, as Moses did, that strengthens you. And we hope that, like Moses, in stepping into a moment that you didn't anticipate, you will bring blessings to people around you. Moses, embracing the moment that he was unexpected, that he was asked to step into, became a source of blessing for our people. And we hope you too, Solomon, will be a source of blessing for your family and our people and our world. Cantor Rhodes and I, on behalf of everyone in the clergy, want to thank you for being the blessing you've been today and encourage you to continue to be a blessing as you move forward in your life. At this time, I want to ask the four of you to come and stand here at the base of the bima so that we can share a blessing with you, a blessing that defines this moment and sends you off to be a blessing many, many more times in your life.
Yiva